Have you ever noticed that people only remember you when they need something? They reach out when they're struggling, when they feel lost, when life isn't going their way. But when you are tired, when you need rest, there's no one there. In a quiet, peaceful place, there lived a man who carried a life like this. He was always the first name people called when help was needed. A car stuck in the mud, a leaking roof, a heavy heart with no one to listen. He was there. For him, saying no almost didn't exist. He believed that being available for others was a sign of being a good person, and it truly is. But little by little, his life no longer belonged to him. While he patched someone else's roof, his own land remained unfinished. While he helped others through their struggles, his home quietly filled with things left undone. Each evening, he returned exhausted, body worn down, mind hollow, facing only silence and long, worried sighs. Sometimes, kindness doesn't make us stronger. Sometimes, it simply makes us forget that we, too, deserve care. Then one day, the sky changed. Dark clouds rolled in faster than usual, carrying cold wind and the heavy scent of rain. The whole village slipped into urgency. Everyone rushed home, trying to protect what was theirs before the storm arrived. In that moment, he heard a familiar call. A friend was struggling with stacks of hay that hadn't been covered in time. Without a second thought, he turned his back on his own field and ran to help, just as he always had. They worked without stopping beneath the darkening sky. When the last pile was finally secured, the rain began to pour. He exhaled in relief, grateful that he had saved someone else's hard work. But as he walked back, his steps slowed. Before him, his own field lay exposed under the rain. There was nothing left to protect, nothing left to save. That night, he sat quietly on the porch. Rainwater blended with the exhaustion on his face. A soft voice spoke behind him, barely louder than a whisper. "You saved everyone, except yourself." In that moment, something inside him broke open. Not loudly, not dramatically, but enough to change everything that came after. After the storm, everything felt strangely quiet. No more rain, no familiar requests calling his name. Only a heavy emptiness settling deep in his chest. A few days later, he walked toward the river at the end of the road. There lived an older man, quiet, reserved, yet everyone believed he understood life better than most. "I don't understand," he said softly. "I help everyone, but the more I give, the emptier I feel." He realized he wasn't tired of the work. He was tired of people, of endless demands, of always being available. If you've ever felt exhausted, not by what you do, but by people, leave a 1 in the comments. You're not alone.
The old man pointed toward the river. The water flowed steadily, not rushing, not clinging, not trying to please. "Every day," he said, "this river nourishes life. But if it forgets its path, it overflows and destroys everything. Kindness is the same. Without boundaries, it becomes self-destruction." "You don't need to disappear," the old man said. "You only need to pause and ask yourself, do I truly have the strength right now?" "For the next 7 days," the old man said, When someone asks for help, don't answer right away. Pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, do I truly have the time and energy? If the answer is no, just say, not today. The first test came quickly. A familiar request, urgent, expected. He paused. I'm sorry, not today. I need to finish my own work. Guilt rose instantly, but he stayed. He kept working. By sunset, his land was finished. Not joy, just peace. The peace of not abandoning himself.
The days grew quieter. Fewer knocks, fewer requests. At first, the silence hurt. It felt like being forgotten. Then one evening, the roof leaked again. He waited. No one came. He fixed it himself. For the first time, he felt steady. Self-respect quietly took root. The village changed, not loudly. People solved their own problems. His presence was no longer expected. It became a choice. And that is where respect was born. When he stopped giving everything, life returned. Sleep deepened. Health improved. The land grew green again. He didn't change. He came back to himself. The world didn't fall apart when he stopped being available. He learned this. Saying no is choosing peace. Kindness needs boundaries to survive. You don't need to disappear from the world. You only need to return to yourself. And if you're hearing this now, maybe it's time to choose yourself without apology.